I'm really lucky that my best friend is also my daughter, but I'm also your father.
When I first thought of the idea, I mean, it felt serial, so that meant it wasn't film, so then I guess that meant it must be TV by default, right? But like, I didn't know anyone in the TV world, and I wanted to like make this myself, so I'm like, well, you know, maybe I just do it myself. And the web was still kind of a new-ish option at the time, so that's what I did. And you know, if I tried to pitch it to television, you know, at those days they wouldn't have picked up a show about a lesbian anyway. But even if they did, let's say, I was still a rookie filmmaker back then, so they wouldn't, if they greenlit the show, it wouldn't have been my show anymore. It would have been taken from me. But this way, I got to make it, and now it's still my show, and I'm still doing it the way I want to. I mean, it's still my vision. Everything we did today is just how I wanted it.
Do you want to come over to my house today for dinner? You're sure your mom's okay with it? Kind of her idea.
Rose, how long have you been a lesbian?
Mom!
The things about Dad is that it's a very, very niche story. I mean, it's a very large niche. It's the LGBT community. It also very much reaches to parents of young children younger children that identify as lesbian or gay. So these are characters that aren't typically represented in mainstream stuff. That's not so true now, but back when we started, you know, you wouldn't have a lead character that was a lesbian. So when you have a young girl that may not even be out to herself yet, and she's looking online and she's searching for information, for answers about herself, well, she might find out with Dad, and it just comes up in the search results. And so a lot of ways, the audience found it rather than me looking for the audience.
She does it so much better than me.
We want you to be happy. We want you to be yourself.
And let me.
Some of our biggest fans, they can't even tell their friends that they're fans because of the place that they live that may not be such a welcomed thing. I mean, it's different here in Toronto, but like that's the thing about Dad is that it's online. That means it's visible anywhere in the world. I mean, some of the top audiences are countries like Pakistan, United Emirates. Like these are countries where being gay isn't quite as okay as it is in Toronto, and those are some of our top countries watching. And so my theory is it's because, you know, watching online, it's so personal, it's so intimate. I mean, most of our audience, like according to the data, 60% of our audience, they're watching it on their device. So they could be in their room, cuddled up in their bed, cozy on their own, enjoying this very intimate, personal story in a very intimate and personal way.